Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Bizarre and the Unknown. Today we're going to be covering the poltergeist. Very interesting subject, and I'll be honest with you, for many, many years, I always considered them paranormal, and we'll get into tonight why I'm really looking towards it may be supernatural. I'm actually leaning a lot towards being supernatural, and I've got some videos to show tonight, and so it's going to be interesting. So I'll kick off on the first video here. Just give you a rough idea what you're looking for when you have a poltergeist in your home. Let me get that loaded up. So, I wanted to show that, as kind of what you're looking toward or looking for when you're dealing with the poltergeist in the home is stuff like this happening. And that's very, very, very mild. That is extremely mild activity. Could that very well parts of that been faked? Absolutely, parts of that could have been faked. I don't think it is. That's really along the lines of a light poltergeist activity. Uh, so one of the things that all these videos I'm going to be showing today, I'll have 4 videos all together to show you today. 3 of them deal with poltergeist. The other one is something that I like to try to show people when I say I don't think things are in one area. I think they move around. And I'll show you a video of a gin haunting and how similar gin hauntings are to poltergeist, which is another reason why I lean a lot more towards poltergeist are a supernatural entity and not a paranormal. Growing up for many, many years, though, I'll always put it on the subject of that. So if you don't know, poltergeist is a 2-part word. It's Germanic. It means polter, which is ghost, and noisy, and then geist, which is ghost. So poltergeist means noisy ghost in German. And the reason why they're called that is because of everything they do. I mean, they've known to growl at people, move stuff, and there'll be a lot more. Now, I'll give you guys a heads up, fair warning ahead of time. These next videos that I played later on in the show, the uptick of violence in the poltergeist activity it goes up in every single video. The first one was really light. I just wanted to kind of get your toes wet before we get into the really heavy stuff, which is a more common what you're going to be dealing with when you're dealing with poltergeist is these next the next 2, which are poltergeist, and then the gin one, which you'll see the similarity between the 2 quite a bit. And you guys know my feeling on jinn. Jinn have been on this planet way before we have been. You know, they were created by the great creator before he created us. And they are very ornery, I guess would be a word to put it nicely. I guess you can say they're pretty daggone ornery. So this is something not to mess with, guys. And if you have activity like this at home, you really need to take control of your home. And hey, Ray, how's it going? You really need to take control of your home, and probably need a little bit more than just yourself. I mean, you're going to be the main part on getting rid of it, but there's going to be a lot more. So I'll get into this second one. Like I said, forewarning, these get a lot more aggressive in each video. And all these videos are I'm showing on here is under the Fair Use Act, is to show you that we're playing these as a entertainment, educational, and critiquing wise. For anybody out there on YouTube land that wants to critique my stuff, I'll load up this next one.
Tired of this. Get out of my house.
So as you can see there, you can actually hear it growl, and then you see the type of violence that these things put out. Poltergeist ain't friendly, y'all. I mean, they are by far not friendly at all. They are some things you absolutely do not want to mess with. And you need to nip it in the butt as soon as possible. I mean, because the longer they're there, the more powerful they're going to get. Yeah, that's what I mean. And that's still not even a heavy one. Yeah. And so, you know, to me, these things are, my gosh, you are so pushy. Come here. You two are being a pain in my butt. Yeah, these things, they get to be pretty daggone violent, man. They really do. And the longer they're at home, the stronger they get. Come on, dude, I'm trying to talk. Manners. You know your manners. Use them. Use them. Good boy. So you're probably going to need a holy man to help you get rid of one of these. But I mean, like that one there. I mean, it's instant. It can be instantaneous, just like it was in that with something happening. You know, my friend's house. I mean, it started out as some things got moved here and there. He didn't do it. That eventually it led up to it was throwing stuff across the room, 10-pound dumbbells across the room, throwing stuff out of the cabinets, rearranging furniture, and stuff like that. So I mean, this is something to be. There's a reason why I put them a lot. I really do put them on the lines of demonic. It's my theory, just because of the level of how these things act. So, and the reason why I compare these to the jinn, and I'll show you a video why. Now, this is taken in Saudi Arabia in an actual home that is possessed by a jinn. And that way we can see the similarities.
الله أكبر الله هذا مكان مسلمين أنتم مش جايبكم هنا أنا متحسن بذكر الله عز وجل ولن يضرني إلا بشيء قد كتبه الله لي. بسم الله. بسم الله. بسم الله. بسم الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. أعوذ بالله. أعوذ بالله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه. بسم الله. من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. بسم الله.
I'll cut that one a little short because it does get a little bit more than that. So I'll get back to your questions here, but you can see the similarities between a poltergeist and a jinn haunting. So to hey Woo, Roxanne, to get to your question, come on, pop up here. So they can either be brought in by they are attached to something. Somebody can cause them to come, wish them to be there, or I'm trying to think of a good way of putting it. Basically, they curse you. And then another one that just takes up residence. I mean, there's a couple different ways of these things can come in your home. And I mean, but like you see in that video, the similarities are very, very close to exactly what that's two different entities, but similarities are very close. And that's why I'm leaning more towards this is poltergeists are more supernatural. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that, Ray. And was your activity ever at that level? Minnesota, Woo said Minnesota used to be a nice place to live, not so much anymore. Yeah, I hate hearing that. Hope you're having a good day, bud. Hey, Uncut, how you doing? Trying to get caught up on the comments here, guys. So I mean, this is stuff that it's you can't take it lightly. You really cannot take it lightly. Yes, if you wouldn't mind, please hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Let's build this amazing universe. When I checked it before I came on, I was at 294. So we're 6 away from the 10 code giveaway of my recent book put out on audio. So let's build this thing. And let's have a great time building this universe. Hey, Freaky. Yes, activity was intense at the times. Yeah, I mean, and now I'll admit, I mean, in the paranormal side of it, you'll have stuff like that that's similar to that, but it won't be to the level of intensity that we'll see, that we've seen or will see. Yeah, I remember you telling me that because you lived by a lake and it had a lot of limestone. So it's stuff's intense, man, and it really is. Now these things, so I'm still learning a lot more on poltergeist because I've always thought one way for several years, and the more research I do, the more it's where I started changing. That's why I said. Yeah. Well, it's like I told you before, Ray, or like I told Ray, Uncut. A lot of death there, a lot of needless and pointless and innocent death happened in them areas. So I mean, it's not uncommon for him to have the activity he had. So this last video, man, not for the weak of heart. So just a fair warning, not for the weak of heart. There it goes. So this is in that video. There is very similar to what was happening at my friend's house. That was very, very similar to what was happening at his house, and you can see it's not pretty. I mean, it causes a lot of stress on a family. They've been known to drive people crazy and to do stupid things too. It's not fun. Yeah, it is pretty. I had a cousin that lived up in that area who was a guide hunter. Yes, I was talking about that earlier, Freaky. It's noisy ghost, and you can see why. I mean, in the second video, you can hear it growling just before it exploded the kitchen. I'll let you guys go back because I don't want to play them too often on here. So if you guys want to, you have to see it from the beginning. But they make noises. They slam stuff, move stuff. They growl. I mean, they do a lot of mean stuff. Ray said, I had a case of soda pop explode during the night. Cans were tossed across the room, plus dishes and knives and forks pushed off the counter. He probably had a poltergeist up in there. That's more along that lines than it is on the paranormal side of it. I mean, paranormal will move stuff, and paranormal will wreak some havoc, but not at a real high level like this stuff has been. This is a pretty dang high level stuff. The house I lived in, or Uncut says, the house I lived in with my family when I was around 3 to 7 in the 70s didn't have noisy spirits, but it had them. The regular haunting types of things and Dogman thing I saw. Yeah. And I've been dealing with paranormal most of my life. I've been blessed not to have an issue like that. Have I been to a home that's had an issue like that? Yeah. And I can tell you the heaviness in the air when you walk into a home that has a poltergeist haunting it is off the charts. Could it do physical harm? Yes, it can. To a person, yeah. Not throwing stuff, but actually touching people. It will actually try to kill you. They've been known to try to kill people, push them downstairs, hit them with stuff that's thrown across the room. People's had scratches. They've been cut. They've had their hair pulled. They've been choked. I mean, there's a lot of that stuff that goes on with poltergeist. I caught it on night vision camera while sleeping, and the other thing was also caught. Oh, wow. Yeah. And that's the thing, man, is video evidence is key on a lot of this stuff. Even if you're not going out and actively looking for this stuff, if you have stuff at home, video capture of it goes a really long way, and it helps people to identify the problem that you're having as well. A ghost will scratch you. A ghost can push you. Poltergeist do it on a whole new level. I mean, a whole new level. Them things are just, in my opinion, this is my opinion that I speak of when it comes to this, they're pure evil. I mean, these things are pure evil. There ain't nothing kind about these things at all. And that's why I kind of classify them into the demonic side because of the way they act. Ray said, one time I had red marks during the night during a severe activity. Yeah. And then it could be, but so how it would help identify is by the level of activity that you got going on. If it's really intense like what we were seeing, the first one very well could be paranormal. When you first started watching it, later on, when you started seeing the other stuff going on, that's where it starts going. This very well could be poltergeist. Now, the last two of the videos that I showed, not counting the gin, the last two videos I showed 100% poltergeist, because I mean the activity is just through the roof and it's very, very, very violent. Uncut said Roxanne, I had been touched once, fingers brushed down my back, and for a second I froze. Looked behind me, slowly, nothing there. It was happened while I was really wondering if a ghost was in my house. Possible. And a lot of times, like for me, like with paranormal, when I've been into haunted places, I mean, it even happens here. Is it feels like I walk through spider webs, and I go to brush the spider webs off. Well, there's nothing there, and I look around. There's no spider webs anywhere either. Um, yes, they can. They can follow you. That's why you got to take precautions. You know, you have to protect yourself. These things here, man, I won't even go and do an investigation on these anymore, just because of the crap I've seen, and I'm not at the level of knowing how to deal with them. I'll find somebody that's more knowledgeable on it than me. This is poltergeist are a whole nother level. Just they are really on a league damn near of their own. Roxanne, this Uncut said, Roxanne, this is a different house I lived in from 1984 to 2018. The house wasn't highly active in haunting, but I experienced a few strange things. Yeah. I mean, you can have a light haunt. I mean, I've got a couple ghosts live around here. You guys that's been on lives with me before during campfire chats when I've had an EVP going have heard me and them talking. I mean, you'll be surprised at how many houses actually have ghosts living in them or around them. Luckily, when it's paranormal, it's not to the severity of what these are. That's the plus side. I mean, I guess look at a glass half full if you want to. I mean, I don't know how you feel about having a ghost looking in on you during private time, but it happens a lot. Uncut said the previous owner was murdered in the house, but I never thought it was him in particular. I mean, yeah. Did they actually catch the murderer and confirm it was a murder, or is it unsolved? I'd like to know that one there, Uncut. Do you happen to know the history on that one? Because if it's unsolved, you'll be surprised how many unsolved ones was because something else had something to play with it. Can a spirit of a person that lived in the house at one time be the poltergeist? I've heard stories of it being the case. I can't confirm that 100%, but I've heard many of stories of that being the case. Plus, if there could be bodies buried near the house from past, yeah, I would say that's a good possibility. Hey, Corey. The energy, Corey says, the energy I felt coming from the double grave on Halloween night in 1995 possessed an energy, static electricity, and would give you a newfound respect. Yeah. I've been in one home that I was pretty convinced was poltergeist haunted. And like I said, it's the energy you get from that, the heaviness. It takes the best way I can describe it. It's like somebody's pressing on your lungs and your head and your chest and your heart. I mean, you fight for breath, and you feel like you got a ton of bricks on you. I mean, it's really, really heavy. You can feel the evil that's in the air. That's why, man, I'm a firm believer these things are pure evil. If you guys have pop up here. If you guys want to send me some encounters you want me to do a video on, you can email them to cryptidandmythological@gmail.com. Or if you want me to send me stuff to add to a show I do, you can send them there as well. If you want to be anonymous, let me know, and I will keep you anonymous. I will respect that when it comes to you guys, because I understand where you're coming from. I was in the same boat for a long time. I just don't care what people think anymore. But you can email me right there at that email at cryptidandmythological@gmail.com. Uncut, Eric, yeah. They caught them. It was two guys that were brought there by the owner to do some kind of work. They thought they were underpaid or something, had a quarrel, then yeah. So, and I mean, that's good to know that, because there is actually cases. So we'll break this down in two separate cases. if I want to be anonymous, do I go get the spooky mask to wear? Heck, no, you got to get the V for Vendetta mask. So I'd break these down into two different kinds of classifications. You'll have reports of people say they hear voices in their head that's told them to do this. And demons can't force somebody to do something wrong. They can whisper to you to do it. And you're born with free will. So in the end, it's either way, it's your fault because you chose to do it. Regardless, you listen to the voices in your head or not. That's just the case of it. Now, the other side of it is there have been documented cases of people being possessed that has caused some pretty bad harm to people. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's I like the V for Vendetta mask. Thought about getting one, wearing it on a show one day just for shits and giggles. But and so I mean that's something you got to consider too. You know, a demon can be whispering in your ear, and if you're weak of mind and weak of will, you'll listen to them and do that act, and then you're the one paying the price while they're living off the glory. Uncut said, my brother told me one of them came over with a friend of his, and his guy didn't realize, this guy didn't realize he was back at the place where he had, and the other guy killed him. Huh. Wow. Sounds like he's trying to get out of trouble. Freaky said, did a search on both masks? They look the same to me. Okay, yeah. V for, if you've not seen that movie V for Vendetta, y'all missing out. That is a great movie. Oh my God, how's that song go? In November. Oh my gosh, now it's gonna be stuck in my head till I look it up later on. But I mean, and you can be possessed. Now, can a poltergeist possess somebody and cause them to do that stuff? I believe it's possible. I don't know for sure. I definitely believe it is well within that realm of possibility of being able to, especially if they are what I think they are and they're demonic. Okay, so I found it hard to believe that this guy didn't realize that he was back. Makes me think he must be one of those who has their head in the clouds that are on drugs or just trying to get off of something. Yeah. Corey asked, they wait until you're at a low point, low vibration frequency. Yep. That is the quickest way for them to take over you. Yeah, possess you, yes. In the freak says in the clouds or where the sun don't shine. Hell yeah. Ain't no joke. Uncut says my brother said it, the saying that killers often return to the scene of the crime. Yeah, they do. Because it's a power thing for them. And they want to see their handiwork and take that power that they possess by doing that. Roxanne says there are those ones that just to seem to play hide and seek with you. Yeah, that's usually more of the paranormal side of it. Poltergeist is not hide and seek. Poltergeist is straight, and I'm wreaking havoc on your life because I want you out of this home because it's my home. And that's a lot of what the jinn do too. People don't realize when a jinn takes over a home, that's why they do that kind of stuff. The very similar stuff. They do that because that's their home. They decided to make that their home, and they don't want nobody in it. Poltergeists are the same way. Freaky said, well, if a person can be two-faced, why not? Yeah. Yeah. So that's one thing you got to think of, and that's why I'm always talking, and William's always talking. Yeah, Chucky. Yeah, Chucky. That was dark magic, but yeah. Um, I'll call him back. Um, Dude, and what's sad is, do you realize how many times you go to a haunted house and dolls are possessed? They're possessed. I my line of thinking when it comes to that, why dolls are so easily possessed and are possessed quite often, is because dolls nowadays are very human like, and so I think it's like a natural thing for them. I could be wrong, man. I totally could be 100% wrong, but I honestly think that's probably a good reason why they are possessed as much as they are, is because we have dolls that are very human like nowadays. My brother said the guy suddenly realized where he was and started breaking down, and my brother was telling him that he's forgiven. A lot of times you got to forgive somebody, not for them, but for yourself, so that you can heal your soul. Ceramic and clay absorb energy. Yeah, they do. They do. But think about it too. I mean, look for how many generations you humans have had dolls, but none of them has had features to them like they do now. And look at how many of them are getting possessed nowadays because of these features. I think my opinion again, though, I think it's really because of how human they look, and it's more familiar to them because of that. I could be wrong though. I mean, I really could. I don't know the answer. That's just my theory on it. But if you notice, like a poltergeist won't possess a doll. A poltergeist will do the same thing a jinn does and possess the home. So it's not really they're not just in free space. They're actually possessing the home. So that's why they can do the things they can do all over the house, because they're actually one with the house. In laying terms, they're one with the house. Uncunt said at the very same time, and a possum was walking around in our attic making creaking sounds and woke up my mom, who brought out her 38 to shoot it and knocked on my brother's door, and the guy saw her then. Wow. A lot of old ceramic and porcelain dolls. Some were scary looking. Yeah, they've always creeped me out. Think he was going to be shot? Possibly. I mean, you're absolutely, that's possible, without a doubt. I mean, I couldn't dispute that one bit. Uncut, I really can't. And that's not uncommon in cases like that. So I don't know, man. What's your guys' knowledge on poltergeist? Do you guys got much knowledge on them? You gotta sit still, bub. I have a hard enough time doing this one-handed. I don't need you to making it worse, bub. Have you guys ever experienced something like that? I mean, I know Ray was talking about some of his stuff is very similar to it. And no, Roxanne, your teeth falling out don't count. It's not fun seeing things fly across a room that should not move without help. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, well, like my buddy's 10-pound dumbbell that was sitting on the dog food container got picked up off of that, thrown and slammed against the kitchen wall. I mean, that's not going to be paranormal. That's why I strongly believe he had a poltergeist there, if he still doesn't. I mean, he said the activity stopped. It's only done it, them few times, and then the most aggressive was that one time. But I remember a few months ago when he was telling me some stuff was going on. I was like, dude, you got something evil on that home. I mean, you really do. And I've felt it every time I've been there. Her teeth don't fall out. She spits them out trying to blow out candles. You don't point fingers at these. These are sharp. Oops, finger gone. I'm just making sure you know that, just because you wake up at night and your teeth are laying next to you is not from a poltergeist or paranormal. That's just from you spitting them out in your sleep. Have you seen? Heck yeah, man. But yeah, it's just stuff, man, and I really encourage you guys, and this is from my one-time personal experience. If you believe that is what's going on in a home, don't go in there. Do not go in there. Do not try to evict it. Don't try to do anything. The owner, if it's not you, the owner needs to take control of their home, and the owner needs to. That I can see. Yeah, that I can see. They really need to get someone holy to help them, because they won't be able to. Sadly, I hate to say it, they're not going to be able to do it on their own. I mean, if you guys seen that second video, you'll see what I mean. These things are just way too evil. Corey said, I've heard there's multiple ways. One way is to bring home objects saturated with the spirit's energies from dark ceremonial rituals. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was telling them earlier. You can bring it in because it's attached to something. Somebody with evil intentions can pretty much curse you with them, or they can just say, "I like this place and I want it as my own." My brother said the guy's eyes got super big when he saw the gun in my mom's hand. I suppose he felt vengeance was coming for him. Oh yeah, probably right. Ray says during the 7 years at the house, the activity was getting more and more intense till I moved out. It could be that could have been one. I mean, honestly, Ray, that could have been one. I can't say for sure because I wasn't there. So I'm just, and I have no video of it. So I'm going off of what you're telling me. And from what you're telling me, sounds like it's a very good possibility that's what it is. Yeah, I just can't definitively say yes it is because, like I said, there's all I got's the word. I'm not saying that you're trying to make it up or nothing. I'm just saying we have to be careful when we're talking about this kind of stuff. So I have to put it out there it's a good possibility. Roxanne, something getting a holy man can't get rid of a poltergeist from being strong. You need the holy man can do it, but they got to be really powerful themselves. If they're not true to it and they're not as powerful, they're not going to be able to do it. It takes somebody really true in their faith, whichever side of it that you're dealing with, and very strong in that in order to do it. But they can't do it on their own. They're going to need the owners too, because it's like I've told you guys several times, you own the power in that home. That's your home. You have the power in it. So you have to, it takes both. It really takes both. Cut said, my girlfriend told me a pan on the stove lifted up and fell over to the ground once. Yeah. And now in the same aspects, paranormal can do that. If it's just like picked up and laid over, not a problem, freaky. But it also could be the start of something more. So, I mean, you really have to be careful on that type of stuff. Roxanne Delgado, Freaky says, Roxanne Delgado, it can be done. It just takes many visits. Yeah. So to look at it this way, to get rid of a poltergeist in your home, you're pretty much exorcising your home. You got to perform an exorcism. Same as when you're taking a demon from a body, possessed body. You got to perform an exorcism. Well, the home is the body. And if I remember right, it's the same concept with jinn. I have to double check to make sure, but I believe it is the same concept. And it takes sometimes it could take up to a year of doing stuff in order to get it to stop. Ray says, my downstairs neighbor's wife had her share of activity also scared her and her kids so much they moved out. Yeah. And that's a very common, both in paranormal and supernatural hauntings. Very, very common outcome. Also strong in their faith. Yeah, that's what I was, yeah. That's the guy. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The powerful shamans, you talk about shamans from South America, or you talking about medicine man from North America. The most powerful shamans prepare by fasting for days before a fight. Yeah. And if you actually study Catholic exorcism, they do the same thing. They have to confess to every single one of their sins. They fast and they prep themselves, because you got to get yourself right with your Creator in order to do it. I had a pet cat when it was in the house once that passed away, and a few days later meowed to me in the room. Only sound I was in sorrow at the time and felt guilty for not looking after her better. I feel you on that one, Uncut. When I left for the Corps, I couldn't take Dovey with me. Dovey was my Doberman Pinscher and Shih Tzu mixed, and I had her for 15 years. And she was 100% my dog. And so she passed away when I was in Kaneohe Bay, Hawaii. And it broke my heart, and I just could have swore I've heard her barking at me. But I couldn't take her to Hawaii because the quarantine would have killed her. Yes, they do, but their faith is not strong. The entity will go into the, yeah, they will. You know, and it's funny, if you actually watch that movie, The Pope's Exorcist, it's actually pretty damn accurate. I have to give him credit. And Russell Crowe did a good job in that movie, but it is very, very accurate. I bought 2 of Father Gabriel Mort's books because I wanted to study on the Catholic side of exorcism, and he is by far one of the absolute best exorcists that there had been before he passed away. And I was surprised on the stuff he talked about is very common with how other cultures and other religions do theirs as well. The same house is where my sister and she saw the leprechaun type of person. Oh, yeah. Peeked at her from around the corner. Oh, yeah. So it also makes you then wonder if it wasn't one of those doing it. Ray says, my current location is still cleaned of activity. That's awesome. I remember you was having a lot of bad stuff happening there. I was glad you got a holy man and took control of that. I witnessed an exorcist in the Pentecostal church. Yeah, I mean they're not funny. One of the easiest ways to know if somebody's possessed by a demon will not say that Jesus is their Lord and Savior. If you can't get them to say it, then the likelihood of them actually being possessed by a demon is very high. Uncut said, yeah, it's interesting when it's a question of if it's the house that's haunted or the land that's haunted. Yeah, it can be hard to determine at times. It really can. You're absolutely right. A lot of times, like, I can feel it. So when there's paranormal or supernatural activity in a place that I'm going to, I can feel it. And I can get myself pinpointed right where it's at. And that's how I determine what type it is, B, where it's located. Now, at the same time, I'm risking when I do something like that, because if I corner it, things can become extremely violent. So when we're doing this type of stuff, you have to be very careful on that side of it as well. You don't want to corner, especially supernatural. You really, really don't want to corner something supernatural. You'll get exactly what we've seen in that second video. I mean, I guess I could play that second video if you guys want again, but it's a prime example of what happens if you corner a supernatural entity when you're dealing with it. It's very, very violent. Someone tried to tell me years ago the movie was based on real incident. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Father Mort talks about it in his books. Yeah. Uncut says Roxanne, if someone doesn't think or believe that in that and what they do or what the spirit does from them, the power may be too weak to be successful. I'm trying to determine what you're talking about in there because I don't want to speak.
Mom, not mom. Tally's sister and Tally are picking me up before school for the senior sunrise thing.
Okay, and that's Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday. I have to get up super duper early because it's starts at 6.
Okay, so Tuesday's the 20th. I thought you went back to 21st.
I guess it's the 20th.
Oh, it's the 20th? Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. My daughter's getting ready to go back to school next week, so we're kind of discussing something real quick. Just because you don't believe in something won't take the power away from it. In fact, you can actually increase power because you're not doing it. So the trick is not so much not believing in the power as not letting the power get to you. That's the big thing right there. Okay, began to have the astral dreams while I lived in the house years ago. Is that astral dreams? Are you you talking about the same thing I was talking about, where I've had these weird dreams where I've been to other worlds and fighting aliens and other type of monster-like creatures? You're talking about not able to stand against it. Yeah, I mean so that's why I say when you deal with certain stuff like this, now when it comes to poltergeist, supernatural stuff, a lot of times you can't do it. I mean, you as the homeowner have the power at home, and you can evict paranormal stuff very easily that way. Supernatural side of it is a lot harder when you go to evict them. It's really hard. I mean, well, you guys witnessed it one night when I was on William's show. I mean, I got attacked by a supernatural entity that night there. And before the show's over, it came back from over here and came at me again, tried to. And that's why I laughed. You ain't got no power here. I mean, you have to really be strong in that faith. Hey, William. Yeah. William says, hey, everybody just got done with playing with the toilet. Got to fix the throne. Leaky valve, overflowed bowl all over the bathroom. Oh, my God, that sucks. I hate when that happens. Faith is a big part of it, Uncut. Honest and truly, when you're dealing, even on the paranormal side, but you're dealing with stuff like poltergeist, any kind of supernatural being, faith is a huge part of it. But it's hard. I mean, it is still hard. And like I said, supernatural stuff, it takes more than once, and it usually takes you and somebody else, more holier than you to help defeat it. Do you guys want me to play that video of the kitchen one again? When he cornered it in the kitchen trying to get it out. I mean, if you want to, I can. I'm trying not to play these too often, but it gives you a really good idea. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Corey. You have to believe. You have to believe in yourself. So one of the key things. So whenever I'm picking up on supernatural entity and paranormal entity, when I come into a place that's haunted or possessed, one of the key things I had to learn, and I learned this later on in life than when I was first doing it, it wasn't my fear I was feeling of them entities being there. It was their fear because they knew I had the power to get rid of them. So, luckily my pastor's the one that taught me that. And he's the one that taught me my gift of discernment wasn't a curse like I thought it was for a long time. It's actually a gift, and it's a very powerful gift. So he kind of helped me to learn how to use that gift for these situations. And at one time, I was going to begin doing house cleansings with him. Sadly, we didn't get to that opportunity, and I need to get with somebody that can, because there's still a lot more I've got to learn. You know, I'm pretty good in my own home doing it. Sometimes it takes multiple times for me to get rid of something, but I'm pretty good about doing it. But going into somebody else's home, I don't have the power unless I'm invited there by the person who owns the home to take care of that. That is when I get the power. So say I walk into William's home and I feel a nasty energy there. I don't have the power to evict it because that's not my home. So until William says, hey, I need you to come over and help me get rid of this. I need you to help me get it gone. That is when I have power to go into his home to evict that person. I have faith that Yahweh will give me the gift of parting the toilet water like Moses. Hell yeah, brother. Uncut says, Eric, faith or putting your belief of the power, like when burning sage. Yes, sage is very, very important. Sage, salt, and wrought iron. Extremely important when you're dealing with paranormal and supernatural. That is your 3 key weapons right there. You definitely need. Like burning and has no effect in of itself, or at least limited effect. You have to involve yourself in the same. Yeah, really do. But I mean, those 3 elements right there are key to keeping them out of your home and getting rid of them. They really are. Yeah, that is a lot of faith, Roxanne. Corey says, I thought I was cursed too, ED. I almost went insane in 2012. Yeah, I mean, I really did. I kind of talked about this before. So whenever I'm seeing paranormal stuff and I'm seeing supernatural stuff, I'm not physically seeing with my eyes, although at times you can. It's images. They come as images, like a picture in my head. So say one that looks like its face is rotting off. Well, I'll get a picture of something that looks like its face rotting off. I'm not actually seeing the entity. I'm seeing a picture of the entity, if that makes sense. If that don't make sense, guys, let me know. I'll try to break it down another way. But that's how it is when I walk into these places like this. It's a picture of what I'm seeing. And there's times that I don't get a picture and it's straight feeling, and my feelings kind of go, hey, this is what we're dealing with here, bro. You know, step up your game. You know, as honestly how it can be quite often on that. It's not stuff to mess with, folks. If you're not ready and you're not good, you can really cause a lot of harm for you. Sweetgrass is best, or sweetgrass is really, really good. I love sweetgrass. I forgot about that. Thank you, William. Sweetgrass is good. Freaky, Eric, that sounds like you're using your third eye getting the picture. I've always known it as the gift of discernment. But yeah, same concept. I mean, it is the same concept. Yeah, you can. The chicken's done. I believe. Break it open, make sure it's not pink. And I had to put it back in there for another 15 minutes. But it should be done. It's in the air fryer. Corey says, that's when I message William and ask him. Yep. If I'm dealing with something that I can't quite pick out, I know it's evil. And I know it's supernatural, but I can't quite pick out what field that lies in or what slot it slides in. I don't know how else to put it. Then I need to call somebody who's got more experience than I am, because I'm like, dude, this is what I got going on. I know it's something dealing with this, but I can't pinpoint exactly what it is. You know, like that thing hunting me. You know, that thing that was hunting me last winter. I knew it was something bad. I knew it was something evil. And I knew I didn't have what it took to protect myself. I had to call people because I was like, okay, this is what I'm dealing with here. Hey, Blue, how you doing? Uncut says, often there is a knowing or a limited knowledge, so you have to believe in Yahweh. Yahweh does know. Yeah. So you should seek to find, throw fear into place, and move forward. You really got to have faith in your creator. Absolutely. Blue says, howdy, Eric, and all. So happy I get to hear you live tonight. Yeah. But this is my only chance to type best thoughts and prayers. Thank you. Thank you, Blue. It's good having you in here. Roxanne says, hey, oh, heck, eat my bowl of ice cream on the chair. My dang dog ate it all. I hate when that happens. I got to hold my food with me, because if not, the cats or the dogs will get it. So when I got to move around, it's like, and I'm eating, I'm like, daggone it, because I got to carry that thing with me everywhere. So it's, I'll talk to him in a little bit. Yeah, I do. I have to guard mine, man. I really do. Unless yes, he's eating with me. Then I'm like, hey, man, can you watch my plate for a minute? And then I do the same for her. But if not, man, them little four-legged little turds will take off with your stuff in a heartbeat. Yeah, you're right, Blue. You're right. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, for those of you coming in late, kind of watch this beginning. I shared some videos of some poltergeist haunts, and I showed one of a jinn and how they're very similar, and why I'm thinking poltergeist on the supernatural, possibly demonic side, because the two things are very similar. Okay, so there's no escaping fears. We can run, maybe even hide, but it will catch up eventually. Yeah, so you have to face them. Well, I mean, it's like my parents just told me growing up, man, you can't run from your problems. You just got to face them, and you'll come out the bloody nose, but you just got to win, man. Roxanne says, boy, wouldn't have them any other way. No, gotta love the little devils. You're absolutely right. Little shits may aggravate the hell out of me, but I still love them. But I'm trying not to play the videos too often on here. I can play that one again, but I recommend, if you guys did not catch the beginning of the show, watch it from the beginning and see that, so you can get an idea of what this stuff is like. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Thank you, William. William's going live tonight because he couldn't go live this morning. He was having issues with his computer. So 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Episode's going to be Men in Black. So it ought to be a good one. Sadly, I'll probably be asleep by then because I got to be up at 0500. If you guys ain't following William, go to YouTube and go look up William Nighthawk 6630. Into the Red Rabbit Hole. This man is a fountain of information, and you can't go wrong following him. I love being on with him. Hey, Dawn. I'm truly blessed to be a co-host with him, and the fact that our paths have crossed. I can't say enough about this man right here. So go give William a follow, give him a like, subscribe, and share, and let him know I said hi if you ain't already. How you doing, Dawn? Yes, if you wouldn't mind, please hit that like, subscribe, and share button on mine as well, man. Let's build this amazing universe. I'm trying to make sure I get caught up on everything. Roxanne says, William will be there with bells on his toes, ring, ring, or a plunger in his hand. I am the king of my throne. I have conquered it. So, and the thing is you won't find, so my background is one I created. You will not actually find a picture of a poltergeist because they're possessing the home. I just kind of made that as just something to kind of give somebody some visual aid. So that's one thing you got to think of too when you're dealing with this type of stuff. Uncut says, my cat always wants to check out what I'm eating. I think he thinks I'm always keeping the taste food and I should share. Yeah, I call my animals my pre-dishwashers. They wait patiently till I'm done eating, and they get to clean my plates or clean up the scraps. Freaky says, "Evening, William. I'm sort of lurking while I so." So. Oh wow, what's that a picture of there, Corey? You sent me. I'll get with you after the show. You guys got any questions on this type of stuff? I mean, I'll try to answer what I can for you. Oh yeah, dude, William is. I'm blessed. I truly am blessed. Oh, a will-o-wisp. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I can see that now. Oh, dog smiles. Yeah. Smelly's yeah. Hey, does he got the? Does he got the dairy toots? Ate your ice cream. Now he's letting you smell it from the other end. Yeah, he's sure it's not swamp gas. That's the go-to. It's just swamp gas. Oh my God. The thing these people come up with to try to hide stuff is just out of this world. William taught me what they were. Yeah. They're definitely an interesting deal. Oh, not to be mean, but I'm glad that you and not me, man. I have my fair share of that because both my pup and Snow like to lay under my feet while I'm sitting here if they're not in my lap. So they'll be laying there sleeping or doing whatever they do, and all of a sudden they'll let one out, and it just comes right up and violates my nostrils. Eric, if running away from fear goes on, and then it will always make the quality of life bad. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I understand fear. I'm not fearless, but I understand that there are things more important. Yeah, and you got to learn to turn your fear into your advantage. Fear can be a really good weapon for you. It can also be a really good weapon against you. And I'm not talking in the human world. I'm talking about paranormal, supernatural as well. Fear can be an ally or it can be a curse. You have to be careful. Hey, Kevin, how's it going? You really, man, it's that's one of the key things, and that's like I said when I was learning when my pastor was teaching me stuff. That's where I was learning because I always thought it was my fear. I was fearing it because of the power it had, and it wasn't my fear. It was his fear because it knew the power that I had. If a dog eats Italian ice, does it fart in French? Good question. Uncut says, I still fear things at time, only I know there is no avoiding it. It has to be dealt with apparently, yeah. Appropriately, yeah. You do. I mean, the longer it's like I was saying earlier, the longer you let this stuff go on, the more powerful it becomes. So you have to literally, when it starts happening is when you need to start taking control. Otherwise, you're going to have hell trying to get rid of it. Yeah, we really do. I'm not afraid to admit that I'll go into places and it's, I got some fear because I'm about to deal with something pretty damn nasty. So, I mean, that's definitely a possibility, or definitely the truth. So, but I really do encourage you guys to watch this from the beginning and see them videos. I mean, it's now I'll warn you. The first video is is pretty gentle. The videos after are not. So if you can't handle intensity, you don't want to watch them videos. No, but the doc can wee. Oh my gosh. And this little piggy went wee all the way home. Okay, says Roxanne, I think that keeping your love strong provides power to overcome and defeat fear. Yeah. Freaky says, Eric, you got links to the full video under the live for replay. No, I meant to add them in there and I forgot to, so I've got to go back in and when I re-edit this and add those back in there. I meant to do that, and the other day when I was working on it, and for some reason it completely slipped my mind. But I will be adding them in there. Roxanne says, when fear hits me, I soak deep breath and put my mind in a place where it will not harm me. It's hard to do sometimes, but I'll try to. Yeah, I mean, you really got to have a stable mind, stable faith, and a stable heart, and stable will. You really do. Yeah, because if you don't, man, and that's the thing. Corey said it correct earlier. If all your stuff is low, you will you will have something attached to you. William says, "Dog, not doc." Oh, damn! Autocorrect. I freaking hate dog autocorrect. The dog is a doc, man. Doc K9 coming to the rescue. I'll reread that for you. Let me get up here to it. But no, the dog can wee. Roxanne, or Uncut says, Roxanne, you seem like a strong and brave warrior woman. Makes me think of the crazy horse said to the warriors, strong hearts, brave hearts to the front. I mean, like my ancestors did, man. You know the lovers of battle because they were always on the front line. They were there where wood met wheels, wood met wood, steel met steel, and blood met blood. And the smell of shit, piss, and fettered breath filled the air. Those were the places the lovers of battle always were, in the front. You know, you've got to take control. I mean, when I don't know, I'm not going to sit there and advocate for people to go out and do supernatural and paranormal investigations. I'm not going to advocate that because I don't want somebody that's not knowledgeable on this stuff going out there and think, oh, I watched a YouTube video on it, I can do this, and they end up having a lot of bad crap happen to them. Because, folks, that's what's going to happen. I learned the hard way. I'm one of those that learned the hard way of how to protect yourself when you're doing this type of stuff. Like if you watched case number 001, the paranormal investigation of Shade Beaver Bar and Grill in Everton, Missouri, that's on my YouTube. At the end of it, you'll hear me say, thank you for visiting with me. Thank you for talking to me, but you do not have permission to follow me home or attach yourself to me or anything I own. If you don't do that, then you're giving them permission to do it. So, I mean, you have to be careful. Roxanne says, my dad put a lot in me to be strong as I can and never let anyone or anything real or not to stand in for what I believe. Yeah. Yep. Nikon says, auto spell can't read my mind because it's OCD. Add after a pot of coffee dealing with my brain. And don't forget a leaky toilet. That leaky toilet will play hell on your brain, and your little autocorrect ain't gonna be able to pick up on that. Kevin says, stayed in the Holiday Express and now an expert. I'm not an expert by no means. I have I have learned from many, many, many mistakes, because when I was doing this stuff when I was younger, I didn't have a mentor to teach me. I'm like I have people I can depend on now. I didn't have that when I was younger. So a lot of stuff I learned when it comes to paranormal, supernatural stuff, I learned because I made many, many, many mistakes. Roxanne says the leaky toilet would do me in. Yeah. I gotta wait around in shit water. So I mean, and that's why I tell you, that's why I say I'll never advocate for you guys to go out and start doing this. Is it fun? Is there a lot of fun investigating paranormal and supernatural stuff? There absolutely is fun when you're doing it. At the same time, there is a lot of stress, and your body goes through a lot of stress and wear because of the energy that you're dealing with. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit there and sugarcoat it and tell you, or I'm not sitting here going to lie to you and tell you it's not fun. It is fun doing it. That's why I love doing that stuff. But it takes a hell of a toll on your body. So if you're not prepared, it can jack you up. And if you're not prepared, you can bring something home that you don't want in your home. I wish they do yourself bold man wouldn't do his job. Roxanne says, Edie, if we don't learn from mistakes, it's always do us in the place where we don't want it to be. Yeah. And I always try to teach my kids, learn from my mistakes, learn from your mother's mistakes, and try not to repeat them. My oldest daughter used to get mad at me all the time. It's like, Dad, why are you always right? And I said, well, honey, I've lived life longer than you have, and I've made more mistakes than you have, and I've made the mistakes that you're making before you have. So that's how I learned. So I'm trying to help you not to make the same mistakes. Are they going to do it? Yeah, they're going to do it. But I'm still going to try to teach them where hopefully that they won't make as near as many as I did. I made a lot of mistakes dealing with cryptids. I made a lot of mistakes dealing with paranormal. I made a lot of mistakes dealing with supernatural. And, I have not taken, I am one that has not taken any of my children on a cryptid investigation, paranormal or supernatural investigation. I have not done that. Partly because I'm trying to protect them. They're not ready for that. Some people will, and I'm not going to fault them for it. If I can feel my kids' energy and I can feel that their energy ain't right, I'm not going to take them because I don't want something bad happen to them. Roxanne says, two kids don't do what I do as I say, please. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much how it is, man. And so I'm not trying to put nobody down here or tell you guys are kids. I'm just trying to tell you, man, I learned this the hard way, and that's why I know. And that's why I really don't recommend anybody do this that's not educated in this stuff. And when you do, start out with something light. Find a light haunting and kind of get the feel for it. And that light haunting, when you investigate that's pretty much going to tell you if you're cut for doing this or not. I've been in places of all different kinds of haunts and all different kinds of levels, and each investigation I do it's different. You're in this field, you're constantly learning. You're learning every single time you go into a place. You're always going to be learning. Uncut says, Eric, yes, I've always thought of being a strong warrior or a holy person or anything. Really depends on if you love what you're fighting for, and whatever you're fighting for is right. Yeah, that's the thing. And then when you jack up, and you get hemmed up for jacking up, I mean, it's your responsibility as a man or a woman to take responsibility, man. I jacked up, take that hemming and keep chucking along. Don't pass the buck. Take that responsibility. Get hemmed up because you jacked up. That's this part of it. When I first started doing this stuff, I never knew to guard myself against things, and I've brought things into my home because I did not know. That was one of the biggest mistakes I ever made, was not learning how to protect myself prior and after going there. Corey says, I was in a weak state spiritually and mentally one night, and something else knew I wasn't, and it sat right outside my front door and taunted me all night. It was trying to sound like a coyote. Yeah. There's a lot of times, like, if I've got something that catches my attention, especially something that comes at me quick, because I'll quickly turn to it. And that's just my way of letting you know, hey, I know you're here. It ain't going to work. Roxanne says, right now I'm going through something and doing everything to hold my tongue. Oh, yeah. That's a hard thing to do, especially for me. I'm an old Marine grunt NCO, man. I have a very bad tendency to speak my mind, so I'm constantly having to catch myself. And every now and then I slip on them on the show, but I'm constantly working on trying to catch myself. And I'm trying to catch myself because I'm going, how do I want to put it? Because I'm very blunt. I'm a very, very, very blunt person. I don't give two craps about your feelers. I tell you how it is. And so I've got to learn how to control that. So I know that feeling, Roxanne. Uncut, nothing motivates me more concerning anything than love between involved. Yep, I've made mistakes when having no love. There is no real victory if love isn't behind your fights. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's different kinds of love too, and each one of them has an effect in it. It really does. So I mean, you have to be careful on that, because it can blind you, but it can aid you as well. What's the matter, bub? Where you at? Oh, you're out the door. She didn't let you in here. I heard my pup whining, and I was trying to figure out what was going on. Well, when my youngest closed the door, she left him out, so he's not in here with me. He's whining. So I don't know, man. You guys got any more questions for me? We still got a little bit more time. You guys want to see another video? I can play one more. I don't want to play too much, but I can play one more if you want to see one again. Outside of that, man, we pretty much covered a lot of that. Yep, he's wanting in. He's wanting in. I probably ought to open the door and let him in. Give me 1 second. Luckily, the door's just right here. Where you at, bud? Boar? You okay, bud? All right, he moved off. Something caught his attention. He moved off. He's probably laying in my room. That's usually where he goes. If he ain't at my butt, he's in my room. I know, you spoilt rotten thing. Get up here. Yeah. But I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm forgetting to tell you guys about this. Uncut says, the reason why I dropped the old title for Tat at all costs thinking is I still understand it. But a real victory is one that helps greater good things. So that is for everyone in the future. There you go. In future life. Yeah. There you go. I mean, William here says, okay, all got to go for now and get ready for tonight's show. Much love. Hey, thanks for coming in, Williams. Good seeing you, my bro. But Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, there is a give and take when it comes to that type of stuff, but at the same time, you can't be a pushover too. So I mean, you got to learn how to stand your ground when it's time to stand your ground, but learn how to give when it's time to give as well. So yeah, I'll probably have to catch William's show in the morning when I'm in my truck because I got to be up to 0500 to go to work. So I'm usually in bed about 8, 9 o'clock, which tonight's going to be a little late because I didn't get my dinner done before the show came on. Uncut says, Roxanne, I hope you do well in whatever it is. Remember that there's always a reason for you to smile. A bird will always have a good song to sing. Roxanne's a strong, rock solid person. I mean, I love Roxanne to death. That's why she's my mod. I believe our paths crossed for a reason. So I know she can handle a lot of things. William says, me and Tracy are watching watching on TV. The Fluffy Network just can't chat. I like it, man. Fluffy Network. Yeah, baby. I like that. Hell yeah. I'm on the big screen, baby. I was giving DA crap one night because I was watching his show on my big old boob tube in the living room. And I told him, I said, man, you're on the big screen now, buddy. Oh, man. I'm special, though. I'm on the big screen now. That is too good, though. I do watch the YouTube on the boob tube sometimes. You know, it's kind of interesting seeing it on that big old screen versus your phone or your computer. But the sad thing is you can't text, you can't chat. So that is the downside to it. But I don't know, man. So what do you guys think? You got any more questions for me on this? I'm kind of kicking around what show I want to do next week. I haven't decided. I've still yet to do a part 2 on fairies, the Fae folk. I've been kicking around doing a part 2 on that. I really probably ought to at some point in time. Babyface Fluffy TV. Hell yeah. I haven't quite decided. That is a possibility for next week, is doing a part 2 to the fairies and the Fae. Just because there's a lot out there, and a lot of people live in mountains. Even here in the U.S. are going to deal with the Fae folk. You know, when I did part 1 to fairies, I was showed pictures of the types of Fae that I have on my property. And one of the ways you can tell if you have one, and it's mainly the dryad. So I do need to kind of kick in. But there's some other stuff I want to do shows on too. I haven't quite picked my mind up on which one I want to do. But I've kicked around. I'm probably going to do a part 2. If not next week, probably the week after. It depends on how much more time I've got this week to do some research. I've kind of stepped away from the computer for the last couple of weeks because I'm just on this thing so much between doing shows and research and writing books that I've had to step away for a little bit. Uncut says, Eric, the astral dreams thing I mentioned, or dreams I had where I visited other people in real time, either in the dreams or in their walking. Oh, okay, yeah. I don't think I've ever done that. There's this, what is that, secret space program or something like that, where they talk about taking you as a kid and you spend your life fighting these things in other planets, and then you come back to when they took you. I don't know a whole lot about it. I mean, my dreams are very vivid. If I get shot, cut, stabbed, or whatever, I'll have a red mark wherever that happens in my dreams. I don't know how much stock I put into that. That's why I had dreams like I've had. Most of my dreams, realistic dreams, I'm fighting something. I'm fighting demons. I'm fighting monsters. I'm fighting aliens, or I'm fighting an invading country onto my land. I mean, That is pretty much 98% of what my vivid dreams are. Now, I've had dreams where I've uh, have traveled to another place in the U.S., and I had another family besides the family I had, and those were very vivid too. Um, I don't know much about that type of stuff. I've heard scuttlebutt here and there about it. I don't have a whole lot of stock in it because I just not researched it enough to know. But I've had multiple times where when I was dreaming, I was in another state and I had another family that I was, that I had, another wife, other kids, and every part of that dream was realistic as all get out. I don't know if that's the same concept or not, but that's probably about the closest I can come to probably talk about what you're talking about. As far as visiting people in my dreams, I haven't done it. I've swore I've had people visit me, but I don't think I've ever visited anybody. Eric, the dreams alarmed me when I began to realize it was real. I haven't had a dream like it. I'm about about 8 years. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I've heard a lot of scuttlebutt about it, but man, I don't know much about that stuff. That's a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but it's probably something I need to probably look into. That's funny. I was talking to Jessica. I've talked to William about it too. I went about 9 months there without having any dreams. And then it was funny. I was talking to Jessica about it one time, and she was like, I haven't either. And to come to find out, our time frames were very, very close to the same time as both of us was not having dreams. And both of us have very vivid dreams. So it was just weird. Because it was like, man, is it something dealing with an energy or something coming after me? Or why have I stopped dreaming? Like I stopped dreaming, period. Now, in the last month, I've had 2 dreams that I can recall. That's it. So it started to pick back up, but it's not nowhere like it used to be. So I don't know if something's going on with me or if it's something going on that's causing it to be blocked. I don't know. Maybe it was, sorry, Kevin said maybe it was what could have been if you made different choices. That's possible. Yeah, that's definitely possible. To me, it felt like I was living a totally another life. That I was actually living 2 lives. Hey, Juno, how's it going, bro? I haven't had a chance to watch that video you emailed me yet. I need to get around to doing it. I started to watch it earlier, then I got caught up on Jinn videos because I was looking for one for the show tonight to kind of show the resemblance between Jinn and Poltergeist, and completely forgot to watch that one you emailed me. So I've got to watch that at some point in time. But yeah, it was fun, man. I love watching the stuff when it deals with poltergeist and paranormal and like Jinn. I mean, y'all want some crap? You want to watch some videos to make you jump out of your pants? Watch these Jinn videos that people are capturing when they're going into buildings that Jinn have taken over and called their home. I mean, you've seen that one I showed today. I mean, it's like that, and even a lot more aggressive than that. Uncut says, Don, me as well for the most part. But I miss having dreams, especially the ones where I go to sleep when happiness, anticipating great fun. Yeah. I've had a lot of different. I swear, most of my dreams is me living a different time or a different place. Eric, remote viewing. I only ever had this in dreams. Remote viewing. I only ever had this in my dreams. You mean you've only remote viewed in your dreams? I'm trying to make sure I understand what you was talking about on that. Roxanne says they say if you're not in remission, sleep, people won't dream. Yeah, I know. part of the reason why I started playing at 432 hertz when I sleep, mainly on the weekends, because I'm afraid of sleeping through my alarm during days that I work. I get a lot better sleep. I sleep a lot more solid, a lot more sound, and I stay asleep. Yeah, REM sleep. Yeah, I kind of caught myself. That's why I hesitated there for a second. So for me, it actually does work. Another thing that seems to help me, it doesn't help me to the level that 432 hertz does, is listening to like Norse or Native American meditative music while I sleep. I can generally get better sleep when I'm listening to those two, but something about that 432, I don't know what it is, but that 432, man, out. Wu says the super rare super blue moon now until Wednesday, the moon will be full. I just took an amazing picture and put it on my. Oh, dude, I'll check it out. Yeah, it's still light here, so I won't be able to see it yet. The spell check ain't liking us today. Hell no, it ain't. Oh, that's great. I'm gonna plug a couple things real quick. I have two different ways you can donate to the show. One is actually through Talk Studio, which is not popping up. Did I type that in wrong? Let me try it this way real quick. For some reason, it's not working on my end. Uncut says, I would be thinking of whatever it is as I wind down into the dream state, and my dream would be nothing but what I have been concentrating on right before sleep. Yeah. That's one of them. I was trying to get the other one to pop up. So one of the places, if you want to donate to the channel, I'm not asking you to do it, but if you want to, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/bizarre and the unknown. The reason why I have that one is because if people donate to it, you get a lot more of the donation back through that than you do with, like your super chats on YouTube. Super chats take a hell of a chunk out. This site does not. There you go. That's the other one I was looking at. The other one I got is one that it's a feature that comes with Streamlabs. If you go to streamlabs.com, well, you can push that one there in the chat. That is one that's set up through this platform that I stream off of. So that's two different ways you can donate to the show if you're wanting to. Like I said, I'm never going to ask you guys to do it, but I know a lot of people do, and I've had some that did, and I'm truly blessed when they do. So I give them options. Yeah, it's still light. Yeah, still light in Indiana. Yeah, it still is here in Missouri too. But yeah, that's a couple options you can do. I'm on different different platforms. I'm on X, Patreon, which I need to start updating my Patreon. I haven't had a chance to do that. Every time I get around to doing it, something else comes up. I've got to get my butt in gear and get that updated for the people who subscribe to my Patreon. But I'm on Twitch and Rumble as well. Rumble, I usually do shows about all current events because I can talk more freely, and I'll talk what's going on behind the lines that people are not seeing. I talk about that on my Rumble. Uncut says, as far as UFOs, have you come across the reports of Foo Fighters type UFOs? I've heard several, but I haven't been told one myself. I just know of encounters that I've came across in my research. I have two shows that are guaranteed every week unless something comes up, and that's going to be Saturdays, which is Campfire Chats with Eric and guests. That's at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then I have my formal show, which is the Bizarre and the Unknown, on Sundays at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I do from time to time go live when I'm working on my book. I like doing that for you guys from time to time, so you guys get a chance to pick my brain while I'm writing, pick my brain on what I'm writing about, why I'm writing in that way, and it's just one way to show you what, kind of what happens when I'm writing my books. I did one Friday. I haven't done one in a while, so Friday I went through and done one. I do it every now and then. I haven't had time to gather up information for a current events show on Rumble yet. I need to get around to do that because I haven't done a current events on Rumble in a little while, so I need to do that. So I'll be having one of those coming up soon. Eric, yes, I could travel in the dream and see places and people. It's the dreams you have where you are in control of everything, or seemingly, yeah. Like in ones when I had my other family, I mean, I had a whole nother job I worked, a whole nother home, a whole nother family. That's how mine were. I do have a merch store. I'm waiting for it to pop up here. She typed it in. Everybody give a big hand to Roxanne. She is my mod, one of my mods. She is top notch. I mean, I am truly blessed to have her as a mod. Her and William both are my mods. I'm real thankful that she agreed to be. She's been doing one hell of a job, and I appreciate everything she does for me. If you're in, I just dropped a new merch line today. It is finally got my Hell on Wheels line, merch line put out. I went ahead and closed the voting out, and I had a chance to do that today. On the back of the shirt, it's going to say, they say hell is coming. I say hell is already here. I will not go down silently. I'll burn a path. I'll burn a path of devastation and watch as hell suffers. That's what the saying on the back of the shirt is going to be. On the front, it's going to have a spot that says Hell on Wheels. On the back, it's going to have the design that was won. That won the voting on my Facebook page. My author's Facebook page. My author's Facebook page, if you see me in my hat, you found me. You go there, I've got all different kinds of lines of merch, different stuff. It's not just cryptid. I mean, it's cryptid, it's veteran. I mean, I've got different kinds of line for whatever people like. I've got lines, different kind of merch lines set up. So that's another way you can support the show, is going in and buying my merch. And I've got clothes, drinking stuff. I mean, I got all different kinds of stuff on there. And I'll be creating some more stuff again here soon. I got stuff you can hang on the wall. I'm kicking around doing blankets and curtains too. I haven't quite decided yet. Really depends on how people do. How people are liking my merch and buying it depends on if I go that route or not. Oh, I'm sorry, Roxanne. Thank you. You did put that up, and I forgot. I apologize. Once again, if you got a encounter you want me to do a video on, you can email me at cryptidandmythological@gmail.com. If you want to be anonymous, I'll keep you anonymous. If you want to share something with me that I can use in the show, that's another place, another thing you can do. You can email that to there as well. So that email is set up just for the show only. You can find my books on Amazon. If you go to Amazon and look up e.d.testerman, it'll take you to my books. You can hit my name, and it'll take you to my author's fan page. And if you follow me on Amazon, anytime I release a new book, it'll let you know. Kevin says, when I have the dreams, it's just like I'm an observer watching myself and whatever else is going on. Wow. That is interesting. I don't think I've ever had a dream like that. Uncut says, Eric, though once, maybe twice, I had the sensation of just seemingly being instantaneously in a place that I was searching to go. Huh. A company that I got permission to talk about. I absolutely love this. Actually, I want to show you something I made up. I'm waiting for Doc to approve it. So if he does, I'll be showing this more often. So something I created for this sponsor, not really, he's not a sponsor, just someone I absolutely love his products, and that's why I promote his stuff. So let me know what you guys think. If Doc approves this, then I will be making this a every show appearance. I'm going to be doing some more work on it, but that's kind of a rough idea of what I'm wanting to do with that commercial. And I'm going to be adding stuff in. You know, you can use this for this cut and this stuff like that. So if he kind of likes this outline, then I'll be working on that some more. But if you go to darkangelmedical.com, Carrie Pocket Doc Davis has the absolute best trauma kits out there. That's why I carry them. I have two. One's on the headrest of my truck. This is the one I take when I go out and do investigations. You will not find a better trauma kit than this out there on the market. You're going to spend some money on it. I'm not going to lie to you. But the good thing about Doc is if you use it to save a life and you let him know, he replaces what you've used in that kit for life. 100% replaces it. These things here, that's why I asked him if I could promote him on my show, because I highly, highly, highly love and recommend his kits. For now, you can use DA Roberts discount code Cryptid20 for 20% off. If you have FSA or HSA, you can use that towards buying his kits. He's got shows on YouTube and Instagram where you can go and learn how to use your kits. Doc is phenomenal. It's a veteran-owned company. I cannot speak. I just can't speak enough about his stuff and his products. I'm truly blessed that I'm allowed to promote his products on my show. He's not a sponsor. I just really, really love the stuff that he has, and that's why I wanted to promote his stuff on there. I don't collect any kickback from this, absolutely at all. I'm just 100% a huge fan of his products. And I've got two, fixing to probably drive by some more when I get a little extra cash. Another good product. I really love his stuff, and I love supporting people that go into business for themselves. Brock blades, man. Ken Brock dude's an artist when it comes to blacksmithing knives. He hand forges every single one of his knives. It is not mass produced. They are literally every single one that you buy off him, he made by hand. He's former law enforcement. He's no longer there. And what he does now is actually hand forges knives. If you go to brockblades.com, give him a shout out and buy his stuff. Once again, it's another product you're going to spend a little bit of money on, but you won't find a better product out there. I mean, Ken does one hell of a job on his stuff. I'm trying to get caught up, guys. I'm sorry. What did I miss here? Uncut Streamlabs says hi for Brock. Yeah, so Streamlabs is my deal when we type in a code. That's the program that I'm streaming off of, is Streamlabs, so it's known as Talk Studio. So when we type in a code to promote something, it'll come up as Streamlabs. If you live in the Springfield area and you're looking for a top-notch motorcycle mechanic, go and see Peanut at Nuts and Bolts Harley Shop in Springfield, Missouri. That guy's a freaking artist when it comes to working on motorcycles. So if you're in the Springfield area and you're looking for a damn good motorcycle mechanic, go down there and see Peanut and let him know I said hi. William Nighthawk, he has this show, Into the Red Rabbit Hole. Go to YouTube at William Nighthawk 6630. Give him a like, subscribe, and share. The guy is a fountain of information. Truly a hell of a good dude. I am truly, truly blessed to have crossed paths with William. Go over there, give him a like, subscribe, and share, and let him know I said hi. You will not be disappointed with the content that William Nighthawk puts out. I promise you. A good friend, fellow author, D.A. Roberts. He has a YouTube channel called DAX Machina. If you go to YouTube, look up DAX Machina podcast. Give him a like, share, subscribe, and let him know I said hi. He's also a top-notch author. I mean, he's one hell of a mentor for me when it comes, and he's helped me be able to start writing my books. Go to Amazon and do the same as you do for me. Put in D.A.Roberts. Click his name and give him a follow on his author's fan page. The man, you will not be disappointed in his books. He is really good, and he's really good on his podcast. I got to scroll up here. Robbie Rip Raines is a co-host on DAX Machina. He has his own YouTube channel called What's Really Out There 7170. Him and Johnny do amazing work on his YouTube channel. He jokes around and calls it DAX Machina Light. Go over there, give him a like, subscribe, and share, and a thumbs up. Let him know I said hi. You won't be disappointed. Him and Johnny really do a great job together. They got a lot of short ones, but they have some that's even longer. So if you're needing something just as a quick fix, if you're going somewhere, perfect for it. My good friend, I've been on her show before a couple times. She's been on mine before. I'll probably have her back on here before too long. Is Jessica Jones, the Cryptid Huntress herself. Go to YouTube and look up the Cryptid Huntress. She is awesome. She really is a great researcher. She's doing great things with her podcast. I love going on with her. We have a great time. We end up spending so much time, we lose track of time talking about stuff. I just emailed her a lot of notes on fairies today because she was talking about some of them last night. So I texted her, I was like, you want my notes on fairies? She's like, yeah. So I emailed her that. I was like, she does great work. I can't recommend her enough. She's really, really good. She's no longer on Spaced Out Radio, but she is solely now just focusing on the Cryptid Huntress channel. My good friend, I've got to get with him because I'm going to be doing a documentary. I'm going to be an investigator on his documentary. Is the actor Jesus Payon Jr. You may know him as Gonzo from Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, and he's been in 50 other TVs and shows and movies. The guy's good. He's an author now. Oh, man, I keep forgetting to put his book out here. He's got a cookbook on Amazon as well. The guy he's awesome. Now, he doesn't put out as much content as the rest of us does, but when he does put something out, it's well worth the watch. So go to YouTube and look up Breaking Discoveries or Breaking Bigfoot. Give him a like, subscribe, and share, and let him know I said hi as well. You will not be disappointed with Jesus' content, I promise you. Let's see. Am I missing anything? Looks like I got that all covered. Yeah, I need to. Every time I put it up here, I don't think about it, and I clear stuff up, and I put it right. I mean, I could walk over and grab it. It's just right here, but I do this every single time and I forget. So this is Jesus Payon Jr.'s book. It's called Baking Bad. It's his cookbook. So you'll be baking bad with Gonzo, and it's really good. I've gotten to read a couple pages from it. I haven't had a chance to completely read it yet because I've just been busier than a hiccup. But go to Amazon, look up Baking Bad, and buy his book. He's awesome. He is really awesome. All covered good. Thanks. For some reason, I thought I was missing something. But yeah, let him know. In this cookbook, a Breaking Bad memoir and cookbook of how I lost 200 pounds. So you guys may not recognize him right now because when he was on Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, he was a lot bigger than what he is now. And if you guys haven't watched the shows that me and him's done together on here, y'all missing out. The dude is awesome. he's a really awesome cat, so I need to get him back on again. I haven't thought about it, but I know he's been dealing with a lot of stuff over there. They've got a lot of stuff going on in New Mexico right now, so I haven't really hit him up to bring him back on. But it is always a good time having him on the show with me. I just tickle pink every time he comes on. So with that, I see we got 6 minutes. Side of the wall of the hallway. Oh, you guys are talking. Okay, yeah, I was missing that. You guys are talking about some stuff you've had. Yeah, I was trying to get caught up on all my plugs. I didn't get a chance to read all that. So at the end of my show, I've got a quote that I wrote, and it's something I enjoy to do. I'm a veteran. I was never law enforcement, but I was always on the other side of law for a long time. So I guess that's about my closest to being law enforcement. Yeah, peeping Tom. But I really am thankful. I've dated women that was in the medical field, in the EMTs. I was just a veteran. Technically, I'm a first responder now, but I'm not a first responder to the level that those guys are. Basically, when the weather hits the fan and you need to get out of your home, I'm the person that comes out and helps you get out of your home. That's what I do. But it goes like this. There comes a time when the warrior falls. They leave this realm and will be missed by all. Raise a glass and keep them in your heart. They have kept this realm safe and performed their part. Look to your veterans, your active duty, your EMTs, and the blue line. What they do or have done was walk that fine line. When the demon comes calling on your soul, they will be there to save us all. Hold them in your prayers, for they are deserving. They all have served or are serving. To all my new subscribers, when I last looked, I was at 294. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming in and watching this old hillbilly talk. To everybody else, man, I'm truly blessed for every single one of you guys. We have a great time in chat. I love your guys' communication in chat and your guys' questions. You guys are the absolute best that there is out there, and I'm truly, truly thankful and blessed for every single one of you guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for making this old fluffy hillbilly's dream come true and come on the interweb and talk about things. It's a good time, and we're going to continue making this grow. And remember, as soon as I hit that 300 mark, I'll have 10 codes for a free audio version of my latest book that just came out, Saga Grimson Book 2, Black Death. Marilyn Diaz, how's it going? So today's show was about Poltergeist. I've done wrapped it up. If you watch it from the beginning, I show some videos of some poltergeist activity. Um, and I had a comparison between them and Jen because of the activity is very similar. So I talk about things that's going on in the cryptid, paranormal, supernatural, and UFO side of things. Just basically the bizarre and the unknown. That's what this show's about. I love talking about this kind of stuff. So best way to learn something more about the shows, kind of watch some of my past shows, my short videos. Watch this one from the beginning. But now I'll warn you now, the videos I've shown of poltergeist activity, if you get scared real easy, don't watch after the first one. So I'll be completely honest with you, because poltergeist activity are extremely violent. But thank you for coming in. Thank you so much for coming in. Sorry, I'm getting ready to shut her down now. We're at the 2-hour mark, but I really am thankful you did come in. Yeah, thank you. So I've got a great group of people in here. So you'll have fun with these guys in chat. They're all amazing people, Marlene. So thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. I look forward to some other lives that I'm on, and you get to interact. We'll have fun. If you got encounters that you want me to do a video on, Marlene, I do have an email, and I do encounters for people, and I will keep you anonymous if you want to stay anonymous. Let me scroll up and find it real quick for you. It was just up not too long ago. We've had a lot of chat since then too, though. Yeah, we do. We like to cut up and have fun with each other. So I'm the babyface fluffy guy on Fluffy TV, or babyface fluffy TV. We have a good time. We really do have a good time on here. I'm truly 100% blessed with everybody that follows this channel. I really am. I look forward to doing this, and you guys make it a blast when I do. Boy, that was further up here than I thought. There it is. If you got an encounter that you want to share with me, Marlene, you can email me here at cryptidandmythological@gmail.com. I love doing stuff like that for people. I have videos in there of encounters that people have sent to me. I do investigations and stuff like that too. Anytime I do an investigation, I am putting it on my YouTube channel. I've got one on there now that I've done. I've got one that I got to do. It's dealing with a dog man or a werewolf or a wolf man. I'm looking more towards it's probably a werewolf or wolf man, just because of the description of the creature. Now that my truck's fixed, I can get down there and do it. And I'm going to be have some other help coming along with me. Oh, yes, I have lots of stories. We actually have some ghosts here at my mom's house. Oh, I can't wait to hear about it. Yeah, email me. Let me know that stuff. If you want me to do video, let me know. And if you want me to keep your name out of it, I promise you I will keep my name out of it, or your name out of it. I respect people's privacy on that. I am a very, very big believer in that because I know where they're coming from. I've experienced that myself for many years. I finally have stopped giving a care what people thought, and now I'm doing this. I've been wanting to do a podcast like this for years, but I didn't want to get the ridicule that the people got. Well, I'm to the point now I don't care what they think, but I respect people. If they want to be anonymous, I will keep you anonymous. So just let me know. Hit me up on that email. I have other platforms I'm on too. I'm not as active on them as mostly. But I do have other platforms, X, Patreon, Twitch, and Rumble. So, I mean, that's other places you can find. I put stuff out there. Yeah, I am. So, with that being said, you guys, thank you for coming in tonight. I'll try to figure out, like I said, I'm looking at possibly doing a part 2 to fairies next week. So I look forward to seeing you guys on William's channel. I look forward to seeing you Saturday night on Campfire Chats, which is, like I said, it's a safe place for you to come and talk about your encounters. So until then, you guys peace, love, and blessings to you all. And thank you so much. And we'll see you next time.